Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I've been here, but I want to get back in the groove with my new lathe and do some projects. So I'm going to make a type of box, but I'm going to glue the two halves together. Whoops, sorry, shaking the camera. So I'm going to make a box, but I'm going to make it egg-shaped, and I'm going to glue them back together so they're a shaker. So I've cut my tenon in here so that I can fit one half into the other. I didn't have to make it that big, but it just makes it easier to do like that. So I'm just going to cut them apart right there. I should have sharpened my parting tool because I probably got some tear out there. I'm going to have to clean up the edges just a little bit before I put them back together so I don't have any gaps in the space. Once I glue them back together, actually, I'll probably take down a little bit more off the shape. So we'll see. So I will be back when I'm done this. So this is going to be the top end of the egg or the box. So I'm just going to hollow this out a little bit to make sure this will fit in there. Okay. At this point, I will apologize for the little beeping you hear over the video, through most of it anyway. That is my new to me trend air shield that needs a new battery. Okay, so that's really close. I'm not going to take it down any more than that. So I'm going to shape this. I'm going to bring down the edge here a little bit. Make it a little thinner here. And I've got to square it up a little bit because it's rounded. I don't want it rounded. So I'm just going to make this egg-shaped. So here I'm just finishing up the inside with the carbide tool. It doesn't have to be a perfect finish because the piece is going to be glued together and you will not see what the inside is finished like. So I'm coating the inside of this shaker with CA glue because it just makes a sharper sound when it's shaken. It hardens up the wood and just makes it more crisp sounding. Doesn't have to be a perfect finish on it. And it soaks in and dries pretty quick because I'm using the really thin CA glue. I'm just being careful not to get any on the seam where I'm going to glue it together, because if you get CA glue on it now, it won't stick later. So I've got beans, and I put them in there, and it's gonna be a rattle. And I think instead of lining it up here, instead of lining it up there, let me see, I'm going to line this all up because it just looks a little better there. The green matches here. It just starts going off a little bit here. Although here. Yeah, right about there, I think. So I'm going to put another there. Then I'll know that the X is the one. Okay. Now I've got, the walls are maybe a little more than 1/8 of an inch thick. They will rattle really well with the beans. So I'm going to put the beans in this side, in there. I think I got them all. Didn't drop any there. Let's see here. You can use any seeds that you want, as long as you're not throwing them all over the place. And if they're hard beans, that's all you need to use. I'm going to use a thicker CA glue for this. Let's get this back here. This back here. Don't want to ruin my new bedways with CA glue. Not that it'll ruin them, but you know, just don't want to. Okay. So there. Just going to put CA glue here. Now you don't want it to squeeze out into the center because you don't want to glue your beans into the on the inside or they won't rattle. There. Just that. Find my X. X marks the spot. There. Right there. Now, to bring this up, just put a bit of pressure on there, just to squeeze my seams together. See, it's off a little bit there. There. Squish them together. Okay, why is it doing that? Probably because it's not finding center, that's why. So what I'm going to do, because again, put it back, put this here, and it will pressure on it and seal them up. There we go. Now it is a little bit raised right there, but I can sand that down as soon as it's set. I will do that, and then I'm going to seal it with CA glue too, just because I like the nice finish it gets. Nice glossy finish. I'll bring this down a little bit more, close it off, and we're almost done. So while the egg is setting up on the lathe, I thought I would show you my new lathe. It is a one-way 2436. Sorry, kicking the bucket here. It holds my shavings, or some of them. So there it is. Nice and pretty. I've got a few little magnets here holding a couple tools. And I got a trend air shield at the same time. It's not bad. I don't mind it. The weight of it doesn't bother me. The only thing is the shield doesn't really lock in place. It kind of goes up and down, so you have to tighten it a lot right there at the side to hold the shield down. And I've had to put padding on the inside at the forehead, where my forehead goes, right there. I put padding on here because when I put it on, my nose touches the shield, and I don't have a big nose, so I don't know what's causing that. Maybe it's just the way it's set up, but you know, according to the measurements from Trend Air Shield, it should fit my head size perfect, but whatever. Anyway, I have a little light here, gooseneck light, focuses extra light on the work, and I've got my upper light up there, and my little bracket that usually holds my cell phone that I'm holding in my hand right now. I've had that before, the one way, but this shelf right here that's holding all my tools, that's going to be moved, and I have magnets that I'm going to run across the wall right there that are going to hold all my tools, with a little shelf underneath to support it just in case. But yeah, there we go. I have a vacuum chuck for it with the pump, 3 sizes of chucks with the pump, and I got the chuck, and I can never remember the name of the chuck. If you remember, put it in the comments. I'd have to look it up from on the one-way site. But yeah, so there's my beautiful new lathe, and I love it. I've turned a few small things on it so far. Nothing big. I'm just getting used to the new controllers. The new controls, just a little bit of a learning curve here. Right now I have it on the middle of the road, and to do that you have to follow the middle to figure out your speed. You follow the middle one here. Oops, it's focusing on my finger. You follow the middle one around, and that's the speed for the middle belt. So anyway, yeah, I love it so far. It's my dream lathe, and it finally kind of fell in my lap. Let me know what you think. It was made in 07, but it's spotless. That's shavings underneath there. It's spotless. The bedways are clean. It's like there's no glue or anything stuck to it. It's crazy. Yeah, the gentleman that had it took very good care of it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know if you want to see me make anything specific. I like to try new things. I don't get stuck doing the same thing all the time because I like to experiment. So I just got the Barbara Dill book on multiple axis turning. So that's kind of interesting. I might be doing a little more multi-axis turnings in my future. Back to the egg. Okay, so I got busy last night, and that's well glued in there now, so I'll take that off. This piece is just a piece of plastic, and it's concave here. I put that in. Just doesn't damage anything. It finds center on its own. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to turn this down a little bit, and then I'll sand it, and we'll part it off. I'll probably finish with the CA glue. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to sand that up, and we'll see how it goes. So I've sanded to a 240 grit. I'm just going to use a thicker CA glue here. It'll take a little bit longer to cure, but it gives me more time to smooth it out too. That noise you hear is just the little beans inside rattling. Can you hear it? There we go. Okay. I'm going to take my helmet off. It is a thick CA glue, so it will take a little longer to cure. A little bit more. Not bad. It's not a smooth finish, but I'm going to sand that down anyway. So I don't have the vacuum chuck set up yet, so I'm using this piece of plumber's pipe, and because the egg is finished with CA glue, it's nice and hard and it doesn't get damaged. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and leave a comment.